Okay, and onwards and upwards with day 14. I've forgotten what's on my menu. Oh, we have menu right there. I really don't have enough money to get anything interesting, so I'll practice some more lasagna. The daily bet was one I couldn't do. There's nothing new or exciting. So, straight into day 14. This is the downside of... I wouldn't say it's the downside of this game. I mean, it's doing its best to make sure you have enough practice for when it gets harder. But 20 days for each level. I've yet to need all 20 days to complete all the other bits that get you an upgrade. Well, I must say it is nice. The alcoholics are still staying away first thing in the morning now. I'm not sure why. Perhaps the alcoholics have realised I have disdain for them. Which is probably a horrible thing in real life if I had it, but so I just have disdain for them in this game. I don't want people coming into my restaurant and drinking beer at 9:30 in the morning. 10:30? Yeah, fine, okay. You've had a bad morning in the office or at work. Need a beer by 10:30. I can live with that. 11 would be better, but... that's a much nicer, cleaner toilet than the original one you get. It actually looks like somebody actually bothered to clean it. And I almost forgot which button to press then. And... oh. Rush hour. About 5 minutes ago I had a random thought, so I'll get to that after I finish the rush hour. Well, we got the serious power drinkers in this rush hour. Oh, cheese, sausage. Oh, bloody hell. Pizza everywhere. And I like pizza? Come on. Everybody doesn't have to order it. You can just sit here quietly and have a beer. Now I've said that, I now actually want a beer. So, once I finish this recording, I think that's the thing I'm going to do next, is get to my refrigerator and get a beer out. Oh good, the rush hour is over. And an $8 tip, that's nice. Pepperoni, bacon and onion. Right, that was my random thought. So if I was having a... I was walking through my apartment. And one of the books I was reading was sat out on one side and I noticed it. And it was probably a series you probably never heard of, but an author called Simon R. Green, who wrote a series of books called Deathstalker. Too vanilla with a cherry on top. And the reason I had a random thought about it was having read of the series before and the follow-up series that he did with Deathstalker's Descendants. He did a trilogy of those as well. But the first series of Deathstalker and the books in the same world around it, he started off with the main character, Owen Deathstalker, I think his name is, saying that the prediction of your death is you will die alone in an alley and they will steal your boots when you die. And at the end of the series of books, Owen Deathstalker died in an alley alone and they stole his boots. And the author, when he started his second, the follow-up series, said that he got death threats from people that was reading his books, because he killed off the main character at the end. And he was amazed because he'd said at the beginning of the first book that that's what was going to happen to him, and that's what did happen to him, and yet he still got death threats about it. And I was, as a random thought, I was thinking, I love books. I read voraciously. I have thousands of books, but I have never sent someone a death threat because they killed a main character at the end of a series, especially a main character which he said he was going to kill. I mean, imagine as Game of Thrones seems to be as of the series du jour, as of George R. R. Martin. Imagine if he got death threats for every single character he killed off. He wouldn't be able to store all the death threats. He'd have so many. It just amazes me that some people take these things that seriously. It's a novel, for God's sake. You know, it's not something that should be a matter of life and death for the author. It certainly shouldn't be something you should go around threatening people with death for, because you didn't like the way a series of books ended up. It's one of those little quirks of people in the world. I never understand it. And on an entirely different subject of another random thought I had, so I know this is touchy, of mentioning American politics, but having just lived through the American election season and the fact that I live near DC, so the saga of the ongoing inauguration is currently going on at this point. So it probably won't be when you listen to this, but if you listen to this. But sometime during the election series, and I'm not saying who I cared for or didn't care for, I think it was a West Virginia politician, tweeted or made a statement that said Hillary Clinton should be hung from the Washington Monument, and people got up in arms and got really pissed off about it. And the other thing I truly objected to about that, whether or not what he said was right or wrong, was people aren't hung, people are hanged. Everything else is hung, but people are hanged. And if he can't do that, what the hell is he doing? Making laws for people in West Virginia if he can't get the basics of the English language right. That was day 15. And there's a burger upgrade available. I don't have burgers. Free cash from something. Loch Ness Rocks oil. I hope they found the monster. Cook bet, more like scam bet. Yes. Crazy Dave doesn't like the fact there's some other betting thing going on. A perfect day. I'll go up something, get some cash. The weather's going to be bad. A menu rot is occurring. Another safety inspection. And that's just a weird ass email. I'll be in internet at 11 PM tomorrow. Wanna have fun? Yeah, that's a creepy bloody email. His random bet is it'd be lasagna and wine. I don't have wine. I couldn't afford wine, even if I wanted to do that one. Okay, so what have we got by the way of available foods? Yeah, there's nothing particularly thrilling amongst that lot, but I might have to get some of it in a second. But I'm thinking we'll do the upgrades. No, we won't, because they're too bloody expensive. I'm not doing lasagna because lasagna's painful. Alright, we'll go to... yes, we'll buy the rat trap just to cut down on having to do that. And we'll buy the enhanced security just to stop me being robbed. Okay, so day 15 isn't exactly going to be exciting because all I've done is upgrade the equipment. And we have menu rotten pizza, so we'll put the fish back on the menu. We'll start upgrading food shortly so you can see better food, assuming anybody actually ever watches this video, which I really am beginning to doubt because, why the hell would they? And that's about it. That was day 14. This is day 15, and off we go. So yeah, that was, going back to my random thought, was, it annoys the living daylights out of me when people can't get the English language right when they actually write something down. And just like they did when Saddam Hussein was executed by hanging, even the CNN and the news broadcasters, Saddam Hussein has been hung. No, Saddam Hussein has been hanged. These are basic ways the English language is constructed. Get it right, especially if you're a bloody news organisation or senior politician. So you should be setting an example for others to follow, not making mistakes which others will then emulate. But what can I say? News organisations aren't what they once were. So newspapers, unfortunately, are no longer popular. So and there are some really good news stories still written. So I have seen great news stories in the Washington Post and various other newspapers, and they have been truly scintillating reads. Unfortunately, because they're losing money, they are now fewer and far between, which means that less people will then buy newspapers, and they become even fewer and far between. So it's a never-ending cycle of unfortunate consequences. But and I hate to mention these people because I consider Rupert Murdoch the devil. But news organisations like Fox, which lie for a living, CNN, which bias stuff for a living, even with all their quirks and the fact that they are terrible news organisations, they should be able to get the basics right. And even if you read an internet news site, it's amazing the amount of spelling mistakes, grammatical errors, and just the wrong words they use in the middle of sentences, because it passed spell check, but it doesn't mean it was actually the word they meant. And that tends to annoy me. But there again, as I mentioned earlier, I've got thousands of books and I tend to read a lot. So I'm used to things being correct, because back when they wrote books, they had really good editors. Now, unfortunately, with the joys of self-publishing, and I do have Kindle, so I read a lot of books on Kindle, and there is some really bad self-publishing going on there and lack of editing, and it is truly horrific. But people can write really good stories and get them out to an audience. Unfortunately, there'd be better stories if they got the grammar and words right, as well as actually use some punctuation occasionally. Little things like that I find extremely annoying. But that is the world I now live in, so I suppose I should get used to it, but I like to moan, because I'm English and we once had an empire. Which, naturally being English, we bring up at every opportunity. Which leads me on to another joyous thing, going back to something I previously mentioned in an earlier video. Comedians. There is in England a German comedian called Henning Wehn, and there is a BBC radio comedy panel show with comedians, of which Henning Wehn frequently appears on, called The Unbelievable Truth, which I believe in Australia they've actually made for TV. But anyway, on that show, because the English stereotypes about Germans have been the same way for the last 60 years, he gets tons of abuse, and he tends to give it right back. And one of the things he mentioned, which is why I got to this point, was he goes on about the evil British Empire, which so it was a terrible thing, but they didn't keep it permanently. They gave it back with just a few dents in it. The German stereotypes of the English. So when you're English and listen to a German, have a laugh at your stereotypes. Are truly brilliant. So if you ever get the chance, whether it be on YouTube or via the BBC or somewhere else on the internet, find The Unbelievable Truth. It's a fun thing to listen to anyway, even if you don't end up liking the same things I do. But it's just, again, British comedy done well. But it's a radio show. There's no visual, so you can listen to it in the car, or just play it as background when you're doing something else that requires you to actually look at something. It is fun, and that should be the most important thing. About the things we do, they should be fun. They should be enjoyable. Because if we don't do things that are enjoyable, well, that's generally called work, and somebody should pay you for it. Anyway, that's that rant. But at the end of it, listen to the unbelievable truth. I actually gave a base of copies of it to an American friend of mine who finds it truly hilarious, but his wife doesn't, so he's only allowed to listen to it when he's driving in the car on his own. So he's actually taking longer trips just so he can listen to more episodes of it. And it being a standard British series, unlike American series of anything, American series, a full series tends to be 22 to 24 episodes. So their definition of a half series is 13 episodes. A standard British series is about 8 episodes of something, because they don't have teams of writers. It's normally done by about 1 or 2 people, which is why things like Sherlock are so short, or Coupling, or the British version of Red Dwarf. So their idea of a year's series is 6 to 8 episodes. Occasionally 10 if they really are being prolific. And there ends day 16. And finally, a catering job has opened up. And, oh yes, click and start investments. Basically, there are, as you've seen, I've upgraded for the chores, the toilets and various other things. Well, as you get further in, you can actually invest in people doing upgrades. If you don't invest, you may or may not get the upgrade for certain things. If you do invest, especially invest fully, then you basically get sort of the upgraded whatever it is you invested in. There's, I don't know, there's 4 or 5 of them. It's another perfect day. Oh, more bad weather. More menu rot. Another inspection passed. Patch for calendar. Oh, fun day is no longer an option in the main calendar menu. Sounds like work to me. The app no longer crashes when adding events for the 17th of any month. Oh, you mean it's not like an Apple app? Faded yellow now a background colour option for the planning menu. Yeah. So yeah, that proves how long old this game is. 2013 calendar DLC. Yeah, we're now in 2017, so it's been a few years since this game came out. The random bet is straight pizza, burger, steak and soup. Yeah, I don't have the last 2. Or the last 3 actually. Anyway, right. So that was day 16, which normally means I do day 16 and day 17. However, extra events. So there are catering events. There is, I think it's the Iron Chef, and then there's a third one which is even more difficult. But they want to have a burger and pizza party, which I currently can't do because I don't have burgers. But I do have some cash, so I'll go back to the view by foods. Burgers. I don't have that much cash, so I'll do day 17, buy the burgers, and then in the next video I'll do the extra event. That seems like a reasonable way of doing it, because I spent all my money on equipment upgrades last time. Lasagna is rotting, so I'll put the fish there and put the pizza there. So I won't be upgrading any food, which again is going to make this another boring day to watch because it's the same as the previous days. But we're getting there. We've got the catering events open. All we need is a bit of cash so we can go do one. And a bit of cash, which has to complete the catering event, will give me a bit more cash, which will allow me to do the upgrades and show the upgrades. And the cycle will continue. And then we're almost at a 1-star restaurant. Onions. I almost hit the wrong key for it. Don't know why onions is such a problem for me. I almost hit the wrong key again. Oh, the alcoholic waited till 10. Okay. A nice $8 tip. Always nice. Especially as I need $1,200 to get burgers. And I'm beginning to wonder if anybody's going to come in and order any food. I can't remember what I was ranting on about earlier. But as usual, I'm normally ranting about something. I remember what I was thinking about. I was going to get a beer as soon as I finished this day. Must remember that. And I can get away with getting a beer because it's not in the morning. It's certainly not 9 o'clock in the morning. It's truth. 4 pizzas at a time. I was beginning to wonder if this rush hour is ever going to end. And it hasn't yet, I know, but it's about to. Thankfully. That one felt longer than normal. And I need another 325 bucks. Which, if I can keep this up with a perfect day, will give me 250 bucks anyway. So basically I need to get to $950 and then not screw up. Which now I know I need not screw up. I'm liable to do. Because that would just really put the icing on the cake. And the fact it's me, and that's what I tend to do when if I don't need to. I tend to do something equally stupid. As I think I mentioned earlier, I do stupid well. No, I can't actually think of anything else to rant about. Which is unusual for me. Must be a long day. There again, it was a annoying day at work, so not that I'm going to actually cover that one, because people talking about work, especially people talking about work in the IT industry, is not exactly what you'd call scintillating. Yes, I sat at a computer and did something, and something annoyed me. Yeah, that's pretty much the day, a day in the life of anybody in IT. Rush hour again. And rather than 4 pizzas, I got 3 fish. That's cheese. 3, 1, 2. Yeah, there we go. Everything. So I don't know if I ever mentioned it earlier, but you used to get 5 bags of trash. Once you get the upgrade, you're down to 2. It's so much nicer, because that's probably the most annoying of the chores, is the trash. Everything else is, fast and relatively easy, but trash is slow because you can only do it at a certain pace. Good. I might note the word might, because I need another 99 bucks. Might make 1,200 bucks without needing a perfect day, which means if I screw up on the last order of the day, I might still make it, but I doubt it. I think I'm still going to need the perfect day to get the 250 bucks so I can get the burgers. As I've only got an hour to go. It's bacon. So now I'm being extra careful so I can do that for next time. Oh, a whole $2 tip. Thank you so much. There again, it is a shitty restaurant. Why would you give someone a massive tip in a shitty restaurant? Good. Glad I got the perfect day so I can afford the burger. So next one's day 17. Really? Just let me check something. Okay. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17? Okay, I've lost track of what day I'm doing what with here, but steak upgrade is available. ED certification. Okay, we'll go have a look, see what that does. Perfect day, thank you. Menu rot, yada yada yada. The Age of Wonder. Yeah, is it? Okay. No idea what that's. Looks just like junk to me. And a new phone. The Gradient. Gradient 11. Maybe Gradient 11 or Gradient 2. With a new flash bulb and lots of stuff. It makes my new phone I bought yesterday a worthless piece of crap. Anyone to buy my Gradient iOS? Yeah, so that would be how all the iPhone people tend to feel. I bought a new iPhone and 3 weeks later it's obsolete. The next day's bet. Oh, so I might actually have burgers. So after I buy them, I have beer, and I will have fries. I just want to check to make sure they're not the thing that's going to go rotten. Nope. So we'll take that out of there because we'll replace it with burgers once we buy them. So we'll go buy them before we actually start accepting stuff. Alright. Buy the burgers. Well, we'll try them out first. Three meat patties. Somebody wants a treble burger. Fair enough. That's a lot of meat. Yeah, if you're on the Atkins, I think it's the Atkins diet. Yes, if you throw away the bun, but and then add cheese. And then, oh, he only wants bacon and cheese. That's really not a burger. That's a bacon and cheese sandwich. One meat patty. This is basically how you do burgers. You throw the meat on a grill, wait for it to cook, and then once it's cooked, you've got to put it in the bun, put the other stuff on it, and then serve it directly. Unlike a lot of the cooked food where you put all the ingredients on something, then cook it. This is a cook, sort of collect the cooked stuff and then add more to serve it. So it's slightly different in that regard. I think that's enough practice of burgers. Back to foods. Right. And the next, so this is day 17 coming up. But I normally do these in 2 days. Yeah, the odd day is normally the last day that I do. So having a brain fart basically. So I'll do the extra event at this point. Catering events. Right. Take your cooking skills outside the restaurant with these catering job offers from Sherry Soda Offices. Burger pizza party. Why can I not do the burger pizza party? Did I not buy the burger? Am I an idiot? Well, you can answer yes to that anyway. No, I didn't actually buy the burger. I tried it out and I didn't buy it. I am an idiot. I do stupid well. Right, having now bought the burger, I can go to the extra event, the catering event, and a nice arrow rather than a cross in there, burger pizza party. Yeah, so we want to throw a nice little party here in the office thanks to our record stapler sales. Dear God, stapler sales. And I can't think of a better one than a pizza burger party. Just make sure we get at least 15 people served and no more than 3 bad orders, and I see no problem in paying $25 a plate. We can't party for too long before getting back to work, so let's do it. Well, let's then, shall we? Off we go. Yes, they do tend to come in faster in these catering events. As you can see, I've got 6 stations to deal with, so if I don't speak as much, which is probably a bonus as far as most people are concerned, meat, lettuce, bacon, lettuce, cheese and tomato, what the hell, 4, what the hell, did I not do 2 cheese? Lettuce, bacon, cheese and tomato, do that one. 1, oh okay, I missed that one, 5. So this is where you can screw up if you're not used to doing these things, and I'm not. Tomato, cheese, just the cheese, 5, 1 meat patty, 3, meat, bacon, cheese, 6, 2, 4, tomato, cheese, pepperoni, bacon and onions, and what's going down now? Meat, bacon, cheese times 2, that's an unusual one, 5, 1 meat patty, 3, BLT, 4 is that, 2 is 3 meat patties, good, BLT and cheese, okay, 5 is meat and tomatoes, 1 is 1 meat patty, meat, bacon and cheese, 3, tomato, cheese, pepperoni, sausage and bacon, 4, BLT, 1, meat, bacon, cheese and tomato, 6, tomato, cheese, pepperoni and sausage, 3 and 2, tomato, cheese, pepperoni, 4, oh, okay. Yikes, I didn't even look up the time for that one. That was delicious. We will pay you $415 for the 18 people I served. And that's a catering event. And that's not necessarily one of the easier ones. There are definitely easier ones than the burger pizza party. And that's not one of the reasons I'm not a fan of burgers. And they get more complex so when you upgrade them. But that's the catering event. And we'll now go back and do my active menu. Right, I'm going to throw burgers on there anyway, even though I'm not a fan of them. Oh yes, no, I'm throw that out there, get that down there, right. The reason I do this is at some point you get to buy a thing called a special of the day, which is always in slot number 1. So so basically each day you put different food in the special, which is why I keep the food that doesn't rot down below, because it's just easier to so put one in the special, next day move the one that's now number 2 into number 1, and then find a new food to put in number 2. So it's just the way I do things. Doesn't mean you'll do it the same way, doesn't mean you want to do it the same way, but it's just an option. And right, we'll get day 17 out. There was some more equipment as well that came in. I said I was going to look at. ED certification. So basically make the inspector a little more patient. Well, so far we haven't had a problem with the inspector, and that's a lot of money, so that can definitely wait. Right, let's get this day 17 out of the way. Then it's only a few more days, and look at all the chores that immediately came in. 1 burger and 3 chores. People really love their meat on their burgers. 3 triple-decker burgers. And at a time of day that McDonald's wouldn't even serve them to you. They'd insist you must have breakfast instead. So I'm still not entirely sure how McDonald's is ever as popular as it is. But what do I know? Fries order with no salt. And yes, when it comes to the burgers, at least I tend to prefer the burgers at Burger King and the fries from McDonald's. All of which is completely unhealthy for me, but one likes what one likes. That's why I like pizza. And tuna sandwiches from Subway. These things are not necessarily good for me, but I like them anyway. Yeah, it's amazing the base of the food that is good for you normally tastes like crap. The food that's bad for you tastes great. Yeah, if nature was fair, it would be the other way around. But nature's never fair, is it? Meat only, that's a hell of a burger. That's the type of thing they would serve you at McDonald's. A shitty looking burger on a bun with nothing on it. Yeah, if I ever do decide to sort of try and make money off YouTube, I'm guessing McDonald's aren't going to be one of my sponsors. Or advertisers or whatever the hell they're called in YouTube world. Again, it's technology, I don't understand it. I just use bits of it. Oh yes, and the little... I never did explain, so I'll do it next time a burger comes up. But the temperature gauge. Nice salt. Right, this burger here, when it gets done, 3 meat patties, good. Because this is true of all cooked food. Right, it's got a little temperature gauge and it's currently green, now yellow. If it gets to red and then goes beyond red, basically the food is ruined and you will get a bad result from serving overcooked food. So that's one of the reasons why you've got to be always on the lookout for cooked food, to make sure you get it while it's still got the right temperature. Which is one of the pains with burgers, because you've still got to do something afterwards. Whereas if you cook a pizza, it's got the same temperature thing, but as soon as you serve it by hitting its number key, it's gone, so it's served. But if you press a number key for a burger, you've still got something extra you've got to do, so you have to basically, if I could speak, I'd be dangerous. You have to leave enough time to be able to do that before the next task you're looking at runs out. So sometimes you are going to have something overcook and be bad because you didn't time it correctly, or you had so many orders and you just couldn't deal with them. So that's something to look out for the temperature, to make sure you don't overcook food. Lettuce, bacon, cheese and tomato. Not want much, do you? DLC. I was just had a thought. Did I miss out the chance on showing you the random bet because I forgot to actually accept it and I actually had the foods? That's entirely possible. I could be that stupid. Actually, I probably am that stupid, but I just have this feeling that I should have accepted the randomised bet this time because I actually had the right foods for it. And I forgot about it because I went and did the catering event. Oh, BLT. Which would be very, very silly, but that would be very, very me. 7:52, we're almost at the end of this day, which is good, because this has been longer than the standard 2 days, because there's a catering event in the middle, and at the end of this, I can stop and have that beer. Oh, stop sending me photographs of my own food. I know what my own food looks like. I know because I served it. Yes, the modern world and people with putting everything on their cell phone. Yeah. I actually got one of those. Well, actually, I got a bunch of fridge magnets I've got from various people over the times. A few of them I've got are the grumpy cat ones. And one of the ones in the magnet is. So there are two types of people in this world, and I dislike both of them. I thought that was a brilliant sentiment from the fridge magnet. It's well worth displaying a fridge magnet like that. Anyway, that's day 17. Now on to day 18. Yep. So soup upgrade is now available. Oh, good. I now have menu slot number 6. A perfect day. More weather. And my left arm hurts. I mowed the lawn yesterday and lifted some boxes and my arm is really sore today. I don't know why. I guess I should have taken it more easy yesterday. More easy? Easier is the actual word. More fucking easy. I need to lose some weight. Anyways. Anyway, it's not a plural. Anyway. If you're going to the cook serve delicious what? Restaurant, cafe, whatever. I wanna God, it's amazing. I can get annoyed at reading something that is this bad grammatically. Diet starts tomorrow. LOL. Yeah. Okay. Oh, fish, pizza, and beer. Right. Well, we will accept that bet because we can do. Hang on. Before I accept it. Okay, it's too late. I've accepted it. Fish, pizza, and beer. I wasn't checked they didn't have menu rot, but we will accept it. Fish, pizza, and beer, and get a 46 perfect combos. Okay. Right, we'll take the hamburgers off for starters. Fish and pizza. Yeah, we'll leave the fries on there. Actually, yeah, do that. Right. Okay. So, fish, pizza, and beer. So, for the next video, we will be doing the random bet, which theoretically has a payout of up to $672. And we'll be doing day 18. So there'll be day 18, day 19, and then day 20, and hopefully onto a 1-star restaurant. And while I think about it, having done that one, there will be another, I don't know, 4 or 5 extra catering events will come up with different foods, at various times. And then one of the requirements for one of the upgrades for a restaurant, I think it's a 3-star restaurant, is you must have completed all the catering events. Hence the reason why you should practice with a variety of food, so you can deal with them all, which is one of my frequent downfalls, especially at the Iron Chef level when it's even harder than those catering, or faster than that catering event was. I want to say harder. It was definitely faster. And I haven't practiced enough with all the foods. Hence the reason I can't get away from my 4-star restaurant into a 5-star, because I can't complete all the Iron Chef events because I'm not that good, I'm not that fast, and so on. Anyway, that's it for this one. Have a fun day, and if anybody's ever still listening, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.